Good morning, guys. Have a pleasant morning. Right, today we are going to connect with a new topic: national movement in India, partition, independence. National movement in India, in the sense, nothing but nationalism, uniting the nations together. How to build our country strong, and in what manner we can support for the nation. That is what it says, national movement in India. What are the movements which are held and seen over there in our country? That all we are going to learn in this chapter. Not only that, partition. Partition in the sense nothing but bifurcation, separatism. So to make the two equal halves, partition of Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, partition. So that related to our country, partition. Independence. Independence in the sense, as you know, that freedom. 1939 to 1947. So this is what we are going to learn and understand in this lesson. So as you know that we have come across the Second World War, 1939 to 1945, and this is the last phase in this unit, how the situations are mold and turn between Britishers and as well as Indians. So based upon these two importance only, the lesson what it reveals and the story what it continues. How Indian leaders fight against the British and how they achieve the independence. So that all what it makes us clear, let you know in this. So here the question is, should the war be supported by Indians 1939 to 1942? As you know that Second World War was started the duration 1939 to 1945. So at this situation, what are the things which is going to be happen means, as you all know that Britishers ruled our country for 200 years, double century like Sachin Tendulkar. So meanwhile, what the things you have to know here, children, how the Britishers are implementing the new reign in the sense nothing but rules. So when we are there under the British government, they introduced the act, what we call the Government of Indian Act 1935. In this act, what they are going to say is, according to these provisions, could hold elections, winning parties form government. So what they are saying is clearly, you have to conduct elections, and in each provisions, whoever they are going to get majority, they are going to form the government. What they have been clearly said. Generally, it's quite common wherever any region, if the elections are going to be held, means whoever they get majority, they will be the winner, and that ultimately that will form the one what we call government, whether it is BJP government, Congress government, TRS government, or any other government, regional to national level. So the same task was given over here, and here what was there in those days means right to vote, the very important political right to vote, but the right to vote was given only for a few small section of population or small section of people. They passed the Indian Act of 1935 fine, and they also said that winning party is going to be formed the government, good. But here the right to vote is given only for few section of people, only for the few people they have been given, and in this manner how they have divided means 12% for provisional assemblies, 1% for central assembly, and 11% of provisions of British India, that is in the year 1937, and out of level 8 provisions had a Congress under the Prime Ministership working under the supervision of a British governor. So these are the things how they have been manipulated, and they made us clear picture how these elections have to be conducted. So the World War going on 1939 to 1945. So now what is the next? Congress leader facing difficult situation. What was the difficult situation Congress leaders are facing? Here the task is that Indians, whether they have to support British or not, against Germany, Japan, Italy and other Axis forces. So actually no way India is connected to participate in Second World War. But the thing is that as we are there under the control of British, now what to do? Neither we are getting freedom, nor we have to support or not. These are the two things which are in dilemma. So Indians are in confusion. Our Congress ministers are in confusion. Our Congress is in confusion whether we have to support or not. So in this regard, what was the thing we are going to understand is that, but only the thing what Britain was decided, that means without asking them, even without asking them anyway, Indians will support. That is the hope what the Britishers are having, because as they know that we the people are there under the control of British. So no need of even asking, anyway the people will support. Such type of confidential the people are over here. So there were reasons both for and against supporting the war. So that's what it says here. So that was the situation, what it is going on. British Empire versus Indian Congress ministers. So these are the two tasks which is going seriously. Then how to cope up, how to overcome the situation. Our Congress leaders are in dilemma and they are thinking what to do, what not to do. So in this regard, the Congress leaders, they are very strictly condemning such type of Hitler and as well as fascism ideology. As we have already learned in the previous class, Adolf Hitler, who is the dictator of Nazism, he is only the one entire Germany and as well as Central Europe, he tried to have an upper hand and he has been spent maximum economy only in the arms and ammunition. And about fascism, what we call, it is called a bundle of rocks, fascio ideology, which was encouraged by Benito Mussolini. So, but our Congress leaders are no way supporting to Hitlerism and as well as fascism, like Nazism, fascism, we are deadly against of them, no doubt about that. So in this connectivity, Congress expected the British would see their double standards in the expectation that India should support them in fighting the fascists. So we are expecting that. Anyway, they know that. Now there is no any other option. The British Empire have to be break and the power should be transferred to Indian Congress ministers. This is what we are expecting. So they do have one idea, but anyway they are not ready to agree for the agreement. So in this connectivity, Britain had an allied party government headed by the Prime Minister Winston Churchill. So when he was there as a Prime Minister, what was the party he has been supporting to the one what we call Conservative Party? And the next what we call Labour Party was more willing to help Indians to get their freedom. So in this task, what we have to understand clearly, here they don't want to lose the British Empire, they want to continue in our country. But more than that, the Labour Party was willing to help more and more for Indians to attain their independence. So British were willing to give the status of dominion to India. So what the things are going here very seriously between Congress ministers and as well as Britishers. They are ready to give, but they are hesitating. And we are ready to receive, but they are not giving. So these are the two things which is going on between British and as well as Indian Congress ministers. So what British learned soon after the war, what was they are expecting that Congress is going to get complete freedom, a complete independence, with the promise of national government to set up at the center. So what we are asking here means immediately after completion of the war, you have to announce us complete independence. Not only announcing the complete independence, at the same time at the central level, the government should be formed. This is the task what we are asking to British. So with this, what was the very next answer by the British? British objected to this, saying they have to protect the interest of several other communities in India. Immediately when we questioned the Britishers, what was the answer of Britishers? They are saying objection. What was the reason objection means? Here only the Congress ministers are not there in this country. India is a landmark of several communities, like they are focusing especially related to Muslims. Of course, India is a secular state. Like in our nation we find Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Jainism, Buddhism, Parsis. These are the different types of communities people are there, and that's what they are raising the point here. What is that they are saying means, It is not only the interest of one particular Congress ministers, the other communities are also there. How can we consider this? This is what they are arguing again. And immediately Congress did not represent all Indians like Muslims, what they said. Then immediately what was the next step the Britishers has taken? They are hesitating to give. They are not willing to give. So some or the other they are making objection to stop such type of granting the independence. And immediately, spontaneously what the government has taken the step is that they introduce a new law and order. What was this new law and order means? That is having more power. If anyone is going to be oppose the government, they can arrest and they can be imprisoned, putting them jail in for a long duration, not granting them for freedom of speech, freedom of expression. So such type of pressurizing things which they have been made, and wantedly they pressurized all the Indian Congress ministers. So these are the things which was happened. Immediately to the counterpart of the British, 1940 and 41, what was the step our Congress leaders has taken? They decided to have only the one. The Congress decided to have the series of individual satyagrahas. So this individual satyagrahas intention is only that to pressurize the British government. One or the other way the British government should be pressurized, and whatever the oath, whatever the promise which they are going to be fulfilled, that we have to attain. That was the main task over here, and this is what we are thinking. When war was going to be ended, no major mass protest will be launched at this time. So this is the thing which is going on, and there and then our Congress ministers were upset. Why they are upset means what we need a complete independence, that they are not at all granting. One or the other they are making some or the other objection. So due to that, what happened here, all our Congress ministers, whoever they are there in this provisional government, they have walked out of the provisional government. So Congress ministers came into the power in the year 1937 and they resigned in October 1939. So these are the things what it says, especially about the one. In this connectivity, one letter was written to Adolf Hitler by Gandhiji. Like, dear friend Hitler, Germany, Berlin. As the whole world knows that what you have, the things which you have been pressurized and made the entire world to suffer, I just writing a letter to make you clearance that anticipation of war in the future, prevent war and preserve peace. So with humble and request, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi has started writing letter to Hitler. In this letter, what he was describing him clearly to stop such type of Nazism, fascism ideology which was made the whole world to be troubled, and the whole world was shaken because of such type of ideology. Here we don't want such type of things. We need only the one humanity, and we all are the human beings. But what Gandhiji was asking sincerely means being human is very essential, and that is the reason he's asking to prevent wars and preserve peace. So these are the things what I am going to express in my letter in anticipation. If anything is wrong with me, sincerely you forgive me, sincerely you excuse me, but you are only the one who can make such type of situation. Because what was the condition and terms, as we know that Second World War, men, material, money, the situation was very worse. Almost all the Nazism created entire Europe and as well as Germany, making a horror and terror. So such type of thing should not be made. Such type of tension should be completely come down and it should be cooled. That was the letter which was described clearly, claritily, which was written by Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Sincerely he was asking advice to his friend Mr. Hitler. That what it represents about the ideology of Gandhiji. So what was his ideology? As we know that non-violence, truth, peace. So that are the weapons. These are the weapons. Though the Hitler is having such type of weapons and such types of arms, ammunition, arsenals, but what was the Gandhiji was asking in a pleasing manner. So things, how can we make success means only with love, not with eneminess. That what he has been very clearly he has been manipulated, and the letter was written to Mr. Hitler. That was the end of the letter what Gandhiji has written. So this is the one what we have concluded about this topic. Now what was the next year? After the Congress ministers who resigned in 1939, as whatever the demands when Britishers are refused. So what was the next year? That is called who represent the people of our country. Now it is a question mark. Now what was the ideology of British? As you know that the British main intention is that only the one, what we call that as their policy is divide and rule. Divide and rule is the policy of Britishers. This is the time what they are eagerly waiting. The same thing which was happened over here. So what was the intention here? Means like giving less priority for the Congress ministers and encouraging to the Muslim group of people or Muslims. So what was the intention of British here as who represents the people of our country? When Congress ministers are resigned from walkout of the provisional government, then Britishers are eagerly waiting what things are going to be happen in India, how these Congress ministers and as well as Muslims will be involved in this. So like these are the situation which was going there, and then what Britishers have decided this is the right time to follow the one. As we know that their policy is only one, what we call divide and rule. So with this implementing of divide and rule, what was the decision they have taken? Means one or the other way we have to give less priority for the Congress and we should encourage only for the Muslim, and then these two will be a complicated one. What was the ideology of British, what they are thinking? So in this task what happened means they have given only the importance for Muslims in encouraging to have, as they train their minds like you can make anything, you can form the government. Such type of ideology. Basically they don't have any such type of intention and idea, but only after seeing this divide and rule policy, when giving less priority for the Congress and encouraging the Muslims, then they got a new hope. And with this they started introducing of the one what we call the Muslim League. The founder of Muslim League is M.A. Jinnah. M.A. Jinnah. M.A. Jinnah is nothing but what we call Muhammad Ali Jinnah. The Muslim League founder, what is his name called? M.A. Jinnah. M.A. Jinnah is nothing but what we call Muhammad Ali Jinnah. So up to now the Muslims, they don't have any intention or idea to make and to form such type of Muslim League, but only with intervention of the British they got a new ideology. What was that ideology? Means Muslim League has been formed in the year 1906, and right from 1906 to till 1930s, most of the Muslim landlords of the Uttar Pradesh and all other parts of the country, what was their ideology of the Muslims? Means one or the other way we should also have our own group of people to uniting from all east, west, north, south of the nation. So to bring all the landlords and like the allied people or the people whoever they are the head of that Muslims, to unite them under one common platform. So that was the ideology what they have been formed, and with this intention what things are going over here means to make Muslim to have the strong, and they are trying to get the grip over there rather than Congress ministers. So these are the things which was happened, and Congress understood very clearly this is the logic of Muslims. Like 1909 onwards they have been made the various changes. So if you see there in this what things are happened over here means like in 1937, when the elections were held, League has been won 102 out of 482 seats. And at the same time, Congress has been won against of the Muslims, that is 58 seats. So these are the things with which it was happened. So such type of things which is making, these all are only the ideology of British, like divide and rule policy. So in 1937, the Muslim League got only 4.4 Muslim votes in election. So when British started making the policy of one what we call divide and rule, what was the things happened means the Muslim has fulfilled the old part in the United Provisions up to some extent, fine. But comparing to Bombay and Madras, the position was very weak. In United Provisions, they fulfill the vote bank, that is fine. But coming to Madras and as well as Bombay, here it is quite weak over here. So at the time, like the Bengal, Pakistan, so the provisions of the regions like what we call northwest frontier, now currently what we call Pakistan, even in Sindh, it is failed to form the government. 1946, the League succeeded in winning the Muslim seats. So what I mean to say is that wherever, whatever, as you know that in Lok Sabha there are 545 seats. In all the regions like Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bengal, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, in all areas we have to fulfill the seats. There is no any guarantee and warranty. In some places we may get, in other places we may have, we may not get. So that depends upon only the election stunt. So basing over here in provisions, United Provisions, it's okay, but it is quite weak over there in Bombay and Madras, and it was trying to rebuild that. So what was the situation here? At last, though it is failure, in the year 1946, the League succeeded in winning the Muslim seats. So the journey started here, and it was highlighted and limelighted, and that became very familiar only in the year 1946. And then what was the next which was happened here? The important thing, what is that here? The League started pointing out. What was the League started pointing out here? 1937 to 47, what is the situation? What happened in 1937? What happened in 1947? These are the things what the League was directly questioning to the Congress ministers. So what was the League pointed out here? Congress refused to form a coalition government with Muslim League. Congress members could be the members of Hindu Mahasabha before. So what they are trying to reveal here, in the early stage, if you see 1937, when they got very least are like 4.4 seats. So when they are getting least seats, they went and asked to the Congress ministers, as we are having very less seats and we want to form with you, like forming of one what we call coalition government. At that time, the Congress ministers, they banned strictly. They did not allow them to form as a coalition government. That's what they are pointing out here clearly. The League was pointing out clearly. When we came and asked you in 1937, you have refused. But now you are coming and asking to join us. How is it possible? Give and take policy should be there, but when they are coming and asking, they refused. They did not permit it. They banned strictly. So that is what they are pointing out, that this was also banned from 1938. So 1937 to 47, in this decade, various things which was happened. In the initial stage they are weak, but coming to the 1946, they got majority. And now, that was the situation when they pointed out and they are talking only the one thing. What is that they are questioning here? The League created the impression of Congress was basically a Hindu party, so did not want to share power with the Muslim. Because one of the Congress leader, who is he called Muslim congressman, Maulana Azad. Maulana Azad, he clearly said that. What he said? Basically it is a Hindu party. So with that they are having one narrow-mindedness related to Congress ministers. Okay, they are the Hindu Congress ministers, so due to that reason they are not allowing to form as a coalition government. That was they understood clearly here. That is the reason they banned, they did not allow us. So these are the situation which was taking part over there. And even in Sindh and other regions, though it was failure, but now coming to 1946, it was succeeded here. So these are the things. Now what it is clear, right, the formation of Muslim League under the leadership of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, now he got upper hand. Initially he was failure, but now it is having upper hand, and these are the things what it was happening. In the initial stage, Muslims, they are ready to join in Congress, but Congress banned. But now they are having the upper hand, now we are going to be united. Now Muslims are rejecting, they don't want to join with us. So these are the things which was happened among the Muslim and as well as Congress ministers. The next topic we are going to discuss the Hindu Mahasabha in the upcoming class. Thank you.